couple guys. But at the same time, looking at the draft, curious to see adjustments will be from Newbee. It didn't really feel like they were that worried about the Morphling early on. In terms of the draft, they didn't like particularly try to counterpick him, just really the lion grab, but I'll have to see if they show it a little more respect this time around, as Shadow Demon is banned out for OG. The Kunkka gets removed here, even though he wasn't particularly effective. And with that, I believe we do have gods on the line.
I'm back. Don't have to. Sorry.
And so too is Dota. How are you, MDL, so far? Is it up to your expectations? You know, we've got like the floating Morphlings and Roshans on the desk, and you know, we're not there though. It looks very comfy.
Yeah, it looks good. You know, as far as a tournament goes and the quality of Dota, it definitely lived up to expectations. I think if anything, it's like surpassed them. I figured, oh, TI just happened. Yeah, these are new teams and these are the same players and like amazing players, but it feels like everyone is like playing some really good, serious Dota right now. It's the last tournament, perhaps on this patch. Who really knows how long this patch has got left? 6.89, maybe coming soon, maybe
Monkey
not coming
King,
soon.
Maybe coming soon to a theater near you. Maybe Pit
Arc
Lord
Warden
in
coming to
Captain's
CM mode, you know.
Oh,
Pit
God.
Lord. Yeah, Pit Lord first. That sounds right to me.
Just to lead Arc Warden from the game. Let's be serious. A lot of the more cheese Warden stuff has been nerfed, but he is still in the ass.
So it feels like everyone's going all out, you know. It's been really good high-level Dota.
Yeah, it's nice to see, you know, everyone their A game. It feels like teams of. It doesn't really feel like anyone just kind of lazily, like, you know, slopped up, you know, and just sat down like, we're just gonna play some Dota. We don't really care about our performance. Like pretty much all these teams have new rosters and a lot to prove, guys. And you know, outside of Wings, I don't know if anyone's real, and DC, I guess, I don't know if anyone's like got a lock on a major at this point. So there's a lot to play for.
Yeah, exactly, absolutely. Like, outside of Wing, kept their roster together one TI. Maybe you could say DC only changed one player. It's kind of hard to really look at the teams and say this team was a major invite. This team should be there because it's all new rosters across the board. So we'll see how it's going to shape up here at MDL as the first big tournament to kick off the season. And OG, our Ranger strats, tried, tested, proven to be just as good as ever on this patch. Why not? Yes.
Yeah, so NewBee, I guess a vulnerability discovered here by OG. They let the OD through. They forced NewBee to block pick it in game 1. It didn't work out. OG has a solution planned for it, especially with the Death Prophet mid. So now they have to ban OG first, is not wanting OG to get their hands on it, and that just frees OG right up to go into a Drow Ranger pick. Not that it is early. Still, though, never really want to see Drow in the hands of a team that knows how to run it. So, thoughts on Drow, gods? Is she still as dominant as what she was for a time at TI? Do you feel like teams would be better at figuring her out?
I don't really feel like teams are figuring her out as the thing. That's like a lot of the heroes that were popular, like, got kind of figured out to some extent, or a team just adjusted, found heroes that kind of can counterplay. The Drow, the one hero that kind of we've seen some success is the PA, but not really an easy hero to pick up early on in the draft. So I think Drow is easily as strong as ever, and very much like if it's in the pool, why not pick it kind of thing.
Taking a quick look at our 5 FPS booth cam. Try to bring you guys a little bit of the visuals here from the event, but unfortunately, Umau does not get through particularly well to the west. But Axe is the grab for NewBee, guys, and they get very early, so they get an initiator. They also get someone that can potentially pressure that Drow's lane. Now, you know, that being said, we have seen teams run the Drow at times, or even dodge offensive dual or tri lanes, but this is going to be their initiator.
Even before seeing the supports, you don't really know for sure if you want to contest that lane, since Oracle okay at the offensive lane, but not amazing by any means. So if you get like a strong support duo, you're not going to be able to even contest Drow in the safe lane. So likely we'll have to see maybe Axe being used more of the kind of post-laning stage counter to the Drow. When you get the Blink Dagger up, having that gap closer, being able to jump on top.
So what do OG want to run with this Drow? Anything in particular that you're thinking? We've seen like the Deuce of Drows, we've seen just the a la carte Drows in the past. They are radiant here, I guess, is the one thing to keep in mind.
The first step is secure some team fight. Don't just immediately pick like a mid hero to partner with it. Pick up that offlaner like the Tide Hunters, something that can just fights and help create some space and room for the Drow to work. support busy in the lane, and then when the team fights start happening, give you some control. Having like a 3 range lineup with the Drow, like the puck off lane, the Queen of Pain mid, or the Deucer mid, those kind of lineups are just very gimmicky and all in, and more often than not have started to fail. That's where people stop picking Drow. But the resurgence of Drow really came with these teamfight specialists being paired with the Drow. Teams have even run Drow with a melee mid and a melee offlaner. There's lineups which only have Drow as a ranged hero. So,
man, I'll tell you, Fly, he must be very happy to have Jarex aboard now. And, yeah, he was actually playing a bit of the Earth Spirit himself for a period. You know, if they wanted to put crit on like an IO, for example, but. Jarex, I mean, crit has a great Earth Spirit, but I feel like Jarex is even just a little bit more impressive, at least as I'm on it. He's certainly delivered game 1.
It's Jarex. I feel like Fly wouldn't need anyone to tell him otherwise. I'd be like, yeah, Jarex plays better Earth Spirit than me.
Yeah, I don't think Fly does not have a huge ego when it comes to things like that. Or really anything. The guy is quite down to earth and modest in all interactions. So, Storm will get banned out now by Newbee. This duo, we saw even like at the summit something that each was. I'm sorry, no, it was at Starlight that they were experiment with that Drought Storm combo and help kind of mitigate the Storm's weaker laning stage with that bonus damage aura, but it won't be available here. It gets banned out by Newbee. The Naga by G, and we'll have to see what to do from here. Matt Ritter removed. He was quite impactful, so S4 is going to play something different. What is it going to be?
What is it going to be? 10 seconds remaining. Yeah, that'd be go back to a classic.
S4 Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, let's channel your. See, what's Bulldog been teaching you? When's the Lone Druid code coming out for S4? But, or realistically, we go back to like the Team Fighters, the Void, the Tide. Puck is alright, but it's still a bit too swishy. I think doesn't actually lane all that well as far as XE goes. So.
Yeah, it feels like maybe they don't want the Void because generally the Void does really well against Timbersaw with the time dilation. And play against, but perhaps more along the lines of the Titan. We'll see what they want. Newbee, 3rd pick, still no. Lots of ability with their draft. Where would you like them though? Your pick of the litter. Oh, Lena comes out.
Yeah, that's aggression. I mean, we talked last game where they fell short.
Any chance of a support?
I want to say it's a mid, like Lena Oracle. That's like not a support duo that I particularly feel is going to be strong. I feel like Lena, you do it. You've got set up the Lena. What the f is that? By no means just like support duo that looks all that.
Pocket is for sticking to his staples.
Wow. It's necessarily enough.
Yeah, it could be for to get something for the offlane, I suppose.
Yeah.
I tend to think it's probably a 4 if I had to.
I mean, I think like these new teams, new rosters, know how been screwing what they feel is going to be good, and I mean, that's of course he's the puck player and goes from TA, so maybe I want to see him go and like some kind of let's say big right like a P, but Sven is similar to get the blink trigger, you get in the face and you just burst around really quick. Sven is actually like a very similar hero to PA in that way. Just you need to farm a blink, whereas PA has the built-in blink. PA has to Deso, it doesn't need Deso because you've got God's Ring, so their little difference.
So
yeah, Sven, like you, PA has that more reliable, perhaps early impress Sven, but I mean, they want to have more late game secured. Like, they like to play these slower paced games sometimes.
So, pick number 4 for the Green Dream. Still yet to leave their cards down the table until Lady Dusa. So, it is the Drow Dusa. I don't know if it's fair to call this like a straight up cheese strat or like can say things are decent, but it puts a lot of pressure on the puck gods to get a decently timed blink and control the game.
Yeah, both Medusa, Drow kind of want to farm, but they also they can group up to hit towers, but they don't gank or move on the map. Neither hero mobile at all. it's a game where a Drow even needs to go for like a shadow blade just to fight offs and create space, because Puck can't always do it alone. Will come mid game time, like you need to have maybe a second space creator, but I think OG, if they have a laning stage, can just group up, hit towers, and you're going to struggle to fight into them because of Medusa pick. Stonegate is going to make Sven's life very difficult.
Yeah, Sven is great. Is not great against Dusa, and they pretty much know they're not going to be that big mana burn hero unless they, pick walking around the sport. The main thing I guess would have been available is the EMP Invoker, but that is now removed. So I like that ban by OG, and it does tie up hands quite a bit heading into this last pick. Like, how are they going to deal with Farm?
Oh, wow. Fly classic. That it's kind of all of us, but with the Dry, you get like damage, it makes you a little bit better, and well, that's how Newbee are going to deal with it. They go even more like game with Alchemist. They go unless you go fighting Alchemist build, which but this almost feels like they're just let's just stall skin. Let's go.
Do you like it? Do you worth mentioning against the MA push and kind of tough to push through the acid in the early game, but it is greedy, like you said.
It's okay. It's much harder to execute right now, but it's the right kind of idea. I think it was with the first 4 picks to go for someone like Alchemist. Just hope you can stall the game. But there are a lot of pushing power of OG line. I think OG can scale pretty well. If they're out farming, if they get map control, push down all the outer towers, they can keep Newbee in their base, ward it up, maintain map control, have them out, and you don't have to necessarily win the game super early as getting map control early for OG.
It is another core though against an incredible anti-melee. Like every one of just all melee heroes, whether it's the Gust, the Frost Arrows, slow them down, the Fire Spirits, you're more likely to get multiple heroes hit, when they're clumped up, and you tend to clump, made the coil, Stonegate, like all of that stuff is just so good, those who on top of each other. So I do think execution is going to be a little trickier for
it's hard. They're going to be very reliant on the KP Blink Dagger, and even when he gets that blink, he needs like some reliable follow-up. Like Sven has to have a blink as well to immediately back him up. So a lot of different items they have to farm, and even when they have to kind of with them well, it's very easy for them to just kind of slowly on a team.
the lights. They're activating Portalside, so we'll have a moment here. Overall, if you had to pick a winner for this one, gods, are we going to a game 3 or just 2 of it?
I feel even more confident about GG's than last game. I like the draft. I like it also. For OG, it didn't happen. I mean, Dota's very simple. Just better winning. We saw that, like going back to TI, Wings would find ways to win with a draft deficit, and sometimes you just look at the draft and you're like, well, this is going to be a tough game, but let's make it work.
Thought was a draft.
Yeah, exactly.
Because all too often, it was funny at the end that, Winter and Drasklin is in the past. It's just like, I don't really understand this, but it's Wing, so it's probably the better draft. It was quite funny to watch that evolution as they continue to just flummox, not just the casual viewer, but even the experts.
Of what they look to do here, and have a bonus right click damage with the Aura. It's going to be very difficult to on Newbee's exactly roll that well either. I mean, Oracle Lina kind of mediocre. They've got an early smoke, so perhaps they'll look for an early pickoff on someone like the mid lane, but it's not exactly reliable pickoffs by any means.
It is a strong tri lane, so if they catch more, now granted, potentially can be difficult to kill once you get the but it's just too long. But yeah, if they're it's kind of underwhelming gank, right? You like charge up a Fortune's End into I guess an Alk stuff if they're going mid. That
Newbee smoke a very less. They want to fight and contest this rune. They're going to try and catch OG. Surprise here. They're going to bait KP. Have KP win unsmoked, or what's the play here?
And so far,
everyone's
S4
backed off. Oh my
and
god!
back to the other rune. OG being a little greedy with only 2 heroes down, and they are wise to let the Fortune's End come out. Back away though. So Alchemist secured his bounty rune. That will give him an early healing cell.
Execute that gank as well as I would like, and it does reveal it's going to be an offensive tri lane. Immediately, I imagine Drow Ranger may look to adjust lanes, but for now, Drow is committing to this bottom lane against an Oracle Lena Sven, and this is what Newbee have in mind as far as the laning disadvantage. If they ran standard lanes, they just lose the lanes and perhaps lose the game for that. So they're going to look to take on the Drow's lane. Phoenix not the best hero to really contest a lane with, and even if Earth Spirit comes down bottom, it's Newbee with a laning advantage down here.
All right, guys, we will try for the old re-kick, so hopefully we don't miss.
Uh-oh. ST solo KPLD. You may have jinxed it. Possibly? No, it's not happening. KP's juking. We're good. We're good.
Okay. S4 was really low. Did he or something? When I disconnected.
Whoa, gonna be giving solo.
Alright, KP looking to make a play here. That orb is on cooldown. One more spin and an auto attack or two, and S4 is gonna be in a lot of trouble. Oh, he's so low, and he will make it out, in fact, with the rotation of Ana and the roll forward from Jarex. Oh my god, it's actually laggier, but regardless, exits the deck. Holy crap. Perfect slideshow indeed. Let's try.
KP got a bit unlucky initially. He had those spins. He had like 2 or 3 units hitting him and wasn't spinning, and then he got spins finally, but it was like already committed to chasing and diving, and then the spins came in. So we see Drow immediately TP from bottom to top. Realize you've got to get your farming levels on Drow. You can't contest this lane. Phoenix may look to stay down bottom, but doesn't even have pull camps to draw this wave back. So even Phoenix can't leech XP of this bot lane.
Load back in here, admiring the Tramp Protector artwork. So they're going to leave KP here, but they bring in some support. Faithful join lane. So gods, with the lane adjustment, seeing now what looks like a 2-on-2 from both teams, do you favor the adjustment for either team?
I mean, it's definitely good for G as far as right now. The Drow's actually in a lane where she's not going to feed. If she stays bottom, she would just give up kill after kill. So they're putting S4 in the tougher lane where the chain stuns are, the Sven stun into the Lena stun. Imagine what we may see is some kind of response from Kaka where he starts maybe moving around the map a bit.
Still level 1 on S4 here. He does have the orb available and will use it to jaunt away, but he's under heavy pressure. Really needs that level 2, level 3 to get far more confidently in the latest. We see Jarex trying to make a move on the mid lane. Perhaps was going for a courier sniper or backstep. Won't find that happening. Just aggressively looking to zone out fly, pump faking with the stun, thinking about it, and settling for some auto attacks instead. So, the musical lanes, while they might be good at the ground, definitely not working well for S4. 2 meanwhile, 3-core Newbee at 12 bucks.
Yeah, this is the puck as an offlane really risky, but they keep from Earth Spirit bottom, one Kaka, and it looks like they should be them a couple more right clicks. Kaka's fast with his boots, and that may save his life.
Storm coming through. S4 will end up dropping 2-9 with the timely rotation to assist there and turn things around. The S4 kill despite Jarex also roaming in. So good adjustment. This does leave Notel free farming mid, but Alchemist, I believe, has already gotten at least 2, if not... Yeah, he's gotten 2 bounty runes so far with potential for a 3rd here as we're closing in on that 4-minute mark.
We missed the roll bottom.
I just saw where he was going, but the roll happened like a full 5 seconds later. I think my Dota's slightly intoxicated.
As long as let's check out lag next minute, guys. It's just perfect world, you know. Derek's still the perfect Earth Spirit player that everyone knows him to be. Wow, Puck gets soul killed. Boy, Recall's up there as well, but Puck now rotating back top. This is truly musical lanes and not working well for OG.
And it is a bounty rune, but this one had no tail. So the bounty rune for the Alk, that's the silver lining here. as they will force Fly to dive away. So the Icarus dive committed, and yeah, there was a kill top, as you mentioned. Let's see, S4 just gonna waltz back to the lane. Radiant scan to scout for any sort of rotation on the no-tail. Overall, things looking pretty good for Newbee here as they advance to 1,500 gold lead, about a 1,200 or so experience. The pressure is on Drown, farming well. Things looking.
Drow really not a good lane to go to anymore now. Low, very risky bottom as to could just be the death of Honor. Risky times as S was back top. He's probably just telling his team, look, I just need to go somewhere where I can get some level, and puck pick looking like it could be a bit of a liability for OG right now.
Well, it was what you brought up, that the offlane puck, even with Drow, can struggle, especially if she's not allowed to get those easy levels. But OG, so ganking on mid, it's an unusual tandem with the Phoenix Earth Spirit, and all the pressure in the world on Jerax. If he doesn't hit a perfect initiation, there's no way they get this kill. But he rolls in, and a swing and a miss, and well, now the rolling happens on the way out.
It's that roll. I don't think he's getting the kill there. Damage from Medusa, Phoenix, level 2 Phoenix, and Earth Spirit, not all that impressive, so it was a bit of a low percentage kill anyways.
I had to refresh the slideshow here. Well, there's not a whole lot going on.
Yeah, it should be in the clear for now.
I don't know. Sometimes you reconnect and you it's totally fine, and other times you reconnect 5 times, it's just as bad, if not worse. But well, I'm trying, guys. Not a whole lot else we can do here. But for now, KP, we'll have to see what he builds towards. Did grab the Quelling Blade early. Not the most common pickup on an axe, but I do. With the axes nowadays, we tend to see Vanguard build more often. Do you expect that, or do you think they just go straight into a blink skin?
Say, I mean, Vanguard, Crimson Guard against the right-click damage of Drow is always going to be great. KP looking for a solo kill on top, and he'll get it.
Another missed roll by Jerax, and KP with the punish. Now Fade's coming in to assist KP, trying to heal him up, keep him alive. Even turns back forward, and I think is doing bad things to that Earth Spirit. Indeed, he is. The double kill, 1,100 gold banked up, and this all happened while S3C just calmly farming the jungle away.
So they've got this ward, they can see him farming the jungle, but you've had such a bad early game lane stage, you can't contest your spots at level 3. Your core is just trying to farm. You don't have cores that play aggressive or invade this jungle, so this ward it's a bad ward by any means. Like, you see what the Alk is doing, but it's not a ward that leads to kills or aggression, and that's where OG, this early game is big worry.
No-tail eventually to take up shop here in the bottom lane. Anna, sorry, off to the jungle. And Jerax still searching for clean initiation here. He's really struggled a bit. They try to bait No-tail, who has to commit the Stone Gaze to get up the call, and then just backs away to the safety of the tower. So Stone Gaze, fairly decent cooldown, 90 seconds, it will be unavailable. KP forces it out for very little.
That's decent from him, very little indeed, and looks like it might be a Blink Rush. The Blink Rush allows you to play more aggressive when you've had a good early game, as far as finding kills with your team. The Vanguard is just like you can kind of keep farming, and you're impossible to gank with a Vanguard early as axe. Oh, he's being found now though. KP, I don't think he actually dies to this.
But some decent spin on G, might just turn this on its head back longer. Only level 1. Just using it for that bit of slow.
Very ambitious from Jerax.
Chases in, but yeah, Axe is not an easy kill when he's already level 7. So Armlet is up on the Alchemist. The early Drow pick just really not paid off, guys. Generally, you expect to win the lanes with Drow nowadays, and it's not happening.
Yeah, that's where I'm not a big fan of like the puck offlane with Drow. As much as it seems great to have like an offlane who can benefit from the right-click damage, it makes your lanes incredibly weak, and that's something that Newbee have exploited. Even the Phoenix pick, another kind of weak support that it feels like you say you use the word gimmicky to describe it, and it really is. It's like this kind of all-in style where you're just all about this right-click damage in the laning stage, and if opponents get in your face, that just doesn't work well.
Oh, there is some Radiant of rewards. They know what SCC is up to. They're not going to have an easy time actually making a move to gank him, as the armlet has been completed. So a very tanky Alchemist now. He can just take over the woods, they give Kaka the lane, and this will have to catch up there nicely. Also, Ancient's being stacked. So Newbee, after a strong start leading stage, are transitioning beautifully into the mid-game here with a strong emphasis on economy. And I guess my question is, what can OG do about this? Like, do you really want to be trading farm with against a Sen who already has max clean, Alchemist who's farming, and supports that scale pretty well, gods? Like, they afford to just make trades.
I don't particularly want to, and it's like Drow is going to hit this timing where he can match up well. Once Sven gets like the blink, you're in trouble. And Alchemist hits his couple of item timings as well. It's the Radiance, Man Doctorine, like, you're not going to keep up in farm. You're not going to be able to man fight a Sven. So it's very concerning for OG right now. They want to start taking towers, I think, more than anything, grouping up when possible, but their lineup is so squishy. It's really difficult to do. Puck has level 6, so I think players kind of to go for us. You need to kill heroes to push towers. So I think smoking and try find a pick off into a tower push is going to be the kind of ideal way to play this. Push around the draw range as possible.
It is a smoke with a level 6 puck, so 1 point in the silence, not even a max orb yet. And no Blink Dagger puts a lot of pressure on Jerax to start the fight off cleanly. They also don't even have the Phoenix Egg. And they're trying to find something here in the woods, but currently Alchemist not in the neighborhood. And even if they find him, God, there's a blink up on the axe of KP, and he is available to TP anywhere around the map, so it's really could backfire. Instead, they're going to creep over towards top, hoping for U9, trying to delay that armlet or dominator timing, but U9, he's able to back away. It is the perfect boulder, and they push him right back into the coil. The Sunray coming through as well, but already TP rotation. No, it looks like it got canceled by No Chill, I believe. With the Stone Gaze? No, he just ran in and they decided to go on him instead. Now the Stone Gaze is getting deployed. He freezes all 4. He goes for the TP out, swags away, buys the drum, will escape, but simultaneously U9 just weathers the storm and survives. So in the end, OG, they don't find their kill. Maybe they do get their tower anyway.
Yeah, that was okay for them. If they can get this tower, they might not actually get this tower, but even not getting the tower, it's still like, okay. Oh my god!
Oh, mama!
It's fucking greedy.
That was ugly.
He's orbing and he's like, I want to make sure we get this tower, so he's just going to try to get a couple right clicks up before he jaunts and KP. The execution that comes in.
That really was a bloody execution of the Fairy Dragon. Oh my goodness. That was not PG-13. There was a lot of blood.
Ooh. That's probably good. That's one of the most satisfying culling blades I've ever that was
it wasn't like a blink call, like, you know it's coming, it's just like boom, bam! Got him!
The doing it without the call is like style points, and doing it when you know this puck is being really greedy, trying to get this tower. Oh, yeah, it's
feels good.
KP's gonna feel good about that one.
And it quickly makes the blink worth it, as it catapults him towards the next big item, likely a Vanguard. But more concerningly, I think for OD, this Alchemist. He's already at 8.4k. He's been completely uncontested. He hasn't even gotten that many veterans. I think it's only 2 or 3 at this point. At best half of them, but certainly not all. And he is on track for like a sub 15-minute radiance, maybe even sub 14 minutes.
The dream games are when you get the 30-minute radiance. That's like when you know everything's going perfectly. It'll be a little later than I think it's like bounty runes you mentioned, and also just there has been a little bit of pressure, like we just saw in his jungle. He wasn't farming as much as he'd maybe like to. You could even tell by his position he was wary that they were kind of playing aggressive and
hey, bye. How you doing? How you doing, buddy? And just lives. Oh, that was close. The Oracle not quite able to burst him down in time, but that Observer Ward is now revealed. At least the fact that there's something in the neighborhood, and Jerax looking to deward it here, rolls up the cliff, but the sentry expires, so he has to blow another. Bit unfortunate there on the timing. Do they dare fight around the pit, though? I don't see them taking an engagement here. Newbee have other ideas, though. They want to fight gods. They have the Radiance online with the armlet, and they are going for the big TI2 classic up the river backstab.
Oh, you've seen this one before, LD.
I certainly have, except it didn't end quite like that. He flicked the wrong way and completely deflates our expectations. For the tank still, he makes the move on Jerax. The stun comes through, holding him in position, rather underwhelming, like a $50 Dream Coil there from S4, but the Stone Gaze quite a bit better. Can't really mess that up. No tail movement. Tried to contest Triple C, but now the Radiance starts to tick in and they move forward. Fortune's End also off the mark. This is just a comedy of errors from both teams now. Nobody can really seem to hit their spells. As S4 jumps directly in to the Stormbolt. The call follow-up, no dunk required here. Phoenix even going to die during the egg. Can anybody do anything right in this fight? Fortunately for Newbee, they don't really have to do all that much. Just gonna run at you and hit you occasionally. It'll be 3 kills for them. And, yeah, it'd be a tower as well. You've managed to jinx even a very basic flank maneuver, guys. Congratulations.
It was meant to be a beautiful team fight with awkward spells on what happened. Thing is, Newbies, like, they're so short, they don't care, they're happy with the chaotic. It's great to have an alchemist who, with Radiant can fly. Normally you hit this, okay, I got the Radiant, so I'm going to keep farming, but he's 15 HP for someone, and the Radiant, everyone is very, very squishy in general, and that means alchemist actually come to this fight. So,
I do love that timing from them. Yeah, get the Radiance and go. A lot of teams is like, oh, get the Radiance, okay, time to farm my boots travel, time to get my meta, time to get 3. I'll get there eventually, but they're like, Radiance, go. So, I agree with you. I really like that shot calling from Newbee.
Again, we see these like aggressive jungle wards from Jarex in this dark jungle, but I mean, OG just aren't in a position. They don't have the heroes, they don't have the early game to play aggressive, so yeah, keeping vision is nice of an alchemist, but you're not really making kills off of this unless you find like a rare like 4-man smoke with alchemist being alone. But we're constantly seeing alchemist at least nearby his team.
And unfortunately, I believe they even know about this ward because they saw him move to the left side of the jungle, instantly pinged out the hill.
Okay.
So Kaka may have thought, it's like, I wonder why Jarex was in our woods. Maybe he was warding that cliff, but not 100% sure if they know exactly where it is. It kind of seemed like they had an idea.
Yeah.
We'll find out soon enough. But like you said, even if they have division, it only kind of enables their own farming. It doesn't really allow them to make aggressive plays.
Go for a solo kill top.
Can he get it on Kaka? Oh, this might be the turnaround. Good silence there, though, to prevent that follow-up Dragon Slave. And with another boulder, he'll drop low, but he is in trouble. Outstun crashing in. And Jarex is going home, trying to make plays here. Maybe that extra auto attack from fly. Oh, it may cost him his own life. He tries to go into the supernova, and S Triple C says, great, I'll kill you in there too, Bubba. KP coming in. Can't touch the egg, unfortunately. And simultaneously, S4's cleaned up bottom. This is turning into a slaughterhouse.
Yeah. I mean, OG in this position, like, Jarek's going for that solo kill lane. It's a very low percentage play, but when you've had bad start, you have to go for the low percentage risky plays because there's not many options. You've got to create space. KP dropping his Vanguard,
stay on target. The Volt Spaz coming through, connect, they secure that kill, and S Triple C. He's gonna stun himself here. He may get kited as well. OG hemorrhaging kills. Oh, they are very greedy, gods, and they will pay.
Yeah. Was he trying to drop his blink there? I didn't see what item he dropped, but maybe he was trying to reset his blink there. I thought he was just taunting the Dro. Being cruel to taunting his fellow Australian player, but it was Honor who had the best there. That's 2 huge kills. Axe and Alchemist? That's like a 3,000 gold swing.
It's not impressed. Yeah, they were far enough behind that is a massive swing of momentum. Oh. And I mean, it was very avoidable, right? Because it's just Drow hitting Axe. Could have easily just TP'd away if he, or just backed off slowly if the Drow didn't give chase. But they're like, eventually Alchemist is going to get there. When that fight started, Alchemist was like here behind the tier 1 tower and worming his way all the way around. Like, I kind of have to expect OG is going to come and help the Drow. So a bit greedy, a bit cocky by Newbee, but good job with OG on the punish.
Really buys him some room, and more than anything, just gives him a big boost in gold and farm. Still a very good game for Medusa. I mean, you look at all the melee heroes. You get Medusa matches up against Sven. Kind of like, I mean, it doesn't match up amazing against Alchemist just because Alchemist will outfarm you is the big problem there, and it'll be this timing push where Alchemist has like 5, so basically gets 6 slotted like 30 minutes in, and there's much you can do.
Is it just all about like going late game for OG? Do you think they have the edge at that stage?
That's their only option now, is to go try get to a stage. So Alk's gonna get 6 slotted at this point. Like, unless Newbee do something catastrophically wrong, Alk's gonna get 6 slotted by like 30 to 35 minutes, and it's for OG to survive the 6 slotted Alk, trying to push him win the game there, or at least control the map, take Roshan, get Aegis, push high ground. OG have to try go to like the next stage of the game where No Tail's going to only have like maybe 2 big items when Alchemist is 6-slotted. Maybe he is working a 3rd, but you have to get past that and go just ultra with Drow Medusa. It's not amazing by any means, but it's at least because you've got range heroes that can kite around these melee frontliners, the Alchemist and Sven.
Well, gradual item progression here. We are seeing the Phoenix Midas slowly under construction. Just got the Gloves of Haste now. S4, I have to imagine getting a Blink up to 1900. But not quite there yet. Jarek's actually beating him to the Blink Dagger timing. That is a sad sight for an offlaner with Drow Aura, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. So
nearly 20 minutes in.
OG will take what pickups they can get, like when they Alcan Axe play too aggressive there, but can't be the aggressors. They're going to wait for Newbee to come to them, and that's what we're seeing here. Much less real estate available for OG to farm, and No Tail doing what he can to try to finish the Lincolns, but could be a potential smoke if they feel like they can find a target isolated by themselves, but they don't want to take a head-on 5v5 fight.
Yeah, they don't have that vision anymore. They in fact did get dewarded, so it looks like Newbee correctly identified both wards actually. The one over here may have expired before they got there, but their jungle is completely dark, so I mean, you mentioned OG smoke ganking, but just look at the map for them. That feels so risky, especially at nighttime.
This is, I mean, they're going to have the lanes. They have to. The other big thing is like an Alchemist with Manta can just always be pushing out your lanes. I can TP to a lane, send the Manta illusions, and you're always in a position where you don't push out lanes all too fast. Drow is not the fastest pushing hero, so you're always visible on the map, or it's very apparent. If there's like a creep wave at a tier 2 tower that's not being defended, it's like, well, I guess our post is smoked up. So the limited wave clear on OG's side is a limiting factor in their ability to move out on the map.
OG, 2 of that Blank on Sport. Gonna set up a trap here, with Jarek's also creeping through the trees. They may find U9, though he's still safely ensconced behind the tree line. Medusa grabbing her Lincolns just now. U9 digging in deeper, tunneling his way through. OG yet to show these other heroes at the creep wave, but they will end up backing off, and U9's going to TP away. So very deliberate, patient play. The real thrust forward comes in the middle, where SCCC goes to work here on the tower. Has the Manta complete now, working already towards the Octarine, or maybe an Aghanims. We'll find out soon enough. Has that point booster now picked up. So Newbee, definitely the driver's seat here as far as map control. Their Alchemist officially about to double up the enemy cores, and still Sven and Axe hanging in there when it comes to net worth.
Alchemist gaming. U9 didn't go for the Helmet of Dominator. Hasn't been stacking Ancients all that much, so his farm's not that impressive. And that's one thing I was kind of worried about when I saw this Sven Alchemist. I was like, don't these 2 heroes both want all the stacks in farm? Like, there's not going to be as much room for a Sven, but U9 is just playing more of the fighting style carry. He's the one who kept the Drow Ranger down a bit earlier, and will look to continue to do so.
Radiant scanning that area outside the pit as they move down the river. See if OG actually consider a gambit. Jarek's even going to walk all the way in. Looks to drop a ward.
Round 2 of the play, LD. Can they manage it this time?
All right, KP looking for the clean initiation, but Jarek's there to break the smoke and rolls away, and that is that. So round 2 is also a whiff.
Yeah, just disappointing.
Yeah,
these teams need to go back and study some Dota 2 history, realize what they're meant to be doing here.
Some of us remember the good old days, gods. You know, Benaroya Hall, Navi. Back when Puppy was still on the team.
I mean, these youngins like Honor weren't even around then. They're still in preschool really. Or something, yeah.
They're going to coil KP though. They're going to commit a lot to try and bring him down, but the Oracle gets off the false promise. Again, Jarek finally starting to get some momentum here with a 2-hero boulder smash, but they just completely slaughter S4, committing heavily to bring him down. So it's a 2-for-1, but they get heroes that don't really need all that much Farm's point, and still all the while Alchemist was pushing out the lane. S4, death number 7. He is over half the team's deaths. Can they get something out of this? Do they really want a Roche? They're going to try.
I mean, this is... I feel like the last 5-10 minutes has been really good for OG. Like, Newbee have just been not all on the same page as far as whether they're defending towers, whether they're fighting. Like, KP getting caught out there while the Alchemist is just like, no, I'm farming, finishing up my next couple of items. I don't really want to fight into them. And it's hard to find OG because if you come as 5, they're just going to disengage and kite you around. OG have the kind of mobility, at least positioning advantage, because they're these ranged heroes. They've had good vision up. Jarek's is playing in such a way where he's just scouting out these ganks and then rolling away. So he's constantly wary of where Newbee are coming from, and Newbee have struggled to find clean initiations and have given up now like 3 big kills in a row. We saw the Axe die twice and the Alchemist die maybe 5 minutes ago. So this has led to Drow as well as Medusa in an alright place as far as their items. They're both out farming Sven. They're nowhere near an Alchemist, but
yeah, it's not like you can give Sven an Axe and really expect him to be that much more of a carry. You know, sure, it's nice for the team, but
yeah. Dude, that's like the counter Drow. Like Sven ultimate is like giving your whole team Drow aura.
Yeah, but you have 3 melee heroes. And one of them just wants to spin, not
Drow
swing.
aura for melee heroes, but I don't know.
Drow aura for days. Do you like the abilities now going into a BKB? No Echo Saber. Already did not go Dominator as you pointed out, or like it like you said, it just feels a little discombobulated. Like clearly Alchemist wants to play the farm game. Why would Sven not want to do the same?
On the map, like he's probably like an Alchemist with Octarine Travels Manta takes so much farm on the map, and at some point you've just got to add something to this. The beacon is a necessity against the Earth Spirit. Oh, they're gonna find there.
Oh, hey Ana, but U9 making his presence felt in the bottom lane while that happened. As Triple C moving in, can almost finish off the Radiant Spurt, gets the job done, now tries to turn the run away, flies out of mana here, he can even chase for more. They're unable to get that full Stone Gaze stun, he ups the stun back the other way. Onto S4, starts to beat him down. Somebody deal with this bad man as he goes on to No Tail. He is pretty low, but he's got a chemical rage to work with. Needs to get out of that Sun Ray, can heal right back up, can stick around. He goes in for the deep lob. They're gonna work now on the Phoenix Egg, and he's bringing that crashing down to Earth, and now No Tail gets chased. Another call could be the death of him as well. KP, 1 second to go, he's gonna get it off, and No Tail does have a decent amount of mana, but they continue pursuit. That's 4 dead, could be last man down. OG getting completely cleaned up. The Duck, fortunately, will rim out.
He's got 8, so
barely survived.
He just make heal up while you push. That's the Alchemist 1 that was just a bit of time, and that's where Newbee had been playing all that coordinated. They have to find the Alchemist. He beats him, but he is so there's for him not be fighting around. Unfortunately, his TP bottom gets cancelled, and it looks Kaka's going to get solo killed by Jerk, so he's trying to TP bottom to help out.
Yeah,
and
nice.
But he
Nice play by Kaka.
himself.
He killed the creep wave, I think, before he could get the TP off, so. Still ends up going down, Jirex, finding the soul kill, but it's only a solitary Lina who already spent her gold and is well on her way to an 8th lens to go with the Glimmer Cape, so. A further tax on some already very poor supports here for OG.
Well, they were cut and high ground for a while, probably just play on the back foot. It's been ages for a couple of minutes, but
is there a point like in your dream, like in your OG Green Dream world, you know, where like let's say they're supposed to equal farms somehow? Do they have the better lane at that point?
Equal farm, I prefer to be playing their draft in the late game, just because of the range. I mean, Medusa Lake absolutely scares all hell. Drows will actually go late game pretty well against Alchemist and Sven, these melee heroes. The Alchemist doesn't really have items place to go as the closer. Sven does have a blink there, but Sven himself died really badly. You're like an Aghanim Scepter on a puck or something, then you can disable him in the BKB. So if OG can get, if Medusa Drow get equal farm to the Alchemist, yeah, they can win late game, but getting anywhere near Alchemist farm is going to be a challenge, and that's just unlikely to happen.
Yeah, so Drow just got turned into Chop Suey. That was pretty painful. Yeah, went for the Sanj and Yasha, a rather late pickup by Ana, but he just seems like he's like, I gotta get something now, you know, I'm under so much pressure. Any sort of cheap stats I can pick up to not be turned into sushi, but even that's not enough.
Well, push becoming 25 seconds without Drow and buyback. Oh, SEC is all the items he needs. I guess he can replace that armlet in a bit, but he may even just start pulling Ag Scepters. And
the Blink Caller is going to get things started here. No Tail does get caught out. KP being kept alive by the Oracle Ball. Elsewhere, Alchemist Solutions is working on Jirax. No full commitment here. They're going to go for the slow, safe siege.
They will do so. With just on top of that, it's just like, well, we can't really kill. Max goes on, then Axe just dies. Like, so there had to be promised, kept alive. So I think Newbee gonna look at this like, well, let's not really rush to it now.
Well, at the same time, Aegis has just expired.
Yeah, we talked about the carries catching up to Alchemist is 6 slotted, or at least being 6 slotted. and that means it's only going to be Drow to catching up. He can start pulling Ags on Lena. You've got Ags on Sven, on Axe, and on Ags. They all have Ags, some of them better than others, but this means his supporting classes are just going to get that much stronger in the late game as well.
And that is a scary Ags, especially the Lena one. Like if you go late with the Lena, and let's say you do have a farm Drow, picks up that BKB. Same for the Dusa. That pure damage really makes a dent in your armor and helps secure these kills a lot quicker. So, like you said, there's a lot of room to grow, and Newbee are in no hurry to end this game, as they have OG and at least a half Nelson. Probably trying to make it a full soon. The aggressive wards to pin them back and limit their mobility around the map, and all the while they farm everywhere. Ana forced back to the jungle, Fly tentatively creeping out in the top lane, but yeah, as soon as they get out of the base, I see an endless barrage of illusions that just force them right back.
No-Tails, recognizing this, has picked up a Maelstrom, looking for some wave clear, and that's the biggest things on this, so just being a Drow going Ags Maelstrom type build as well, maybe necessary. It's really a noob controlled game right now.
Here comes the backstab, though it's a hasted, angry Sven. Chop number one. Let's get this party underway. Has the crit ready to work with. Good dodge and the boulder smack out the chase forward. One swing brings Jarrett's almost down. Two. He's nearly dead off of that. 3 hits will do the trick. And now Speed jumping into position. He's going to find Ana. No, does get off the stone gates, but it may be too late as they just deftly sidestep it. Dive onto No-Tails, trying to force out his egg. Unable to kill it now. That Guno is chunking on a low. The stun followed up. Secures the kill. And now the Hounds are going to descend on No-Tails. They've heard him away too. They force out a buyback on it, trying to commit quickly. Mathing out of the Drought silence as Newbee's engaged. They only lose X, they kill 3, they force out a buyback. And the man with the golden swords, just walking right back in, has now completed an unusual item here for Alchemist. He will get an Eye of Scotty.
A lot of stats, I guess just to help him run forward.
Good for the illusions, I guess.
Yeah, well, not sure what would have been bad, really. I see the Shivers I do sometimes see, but yeah, it seems like an alright choice. You don't need a BKB as the Alchemist this game so much, so...
Yeah, you're not going to be right-clicking that much during Stonegate, so Abyssal maybe not the go-to choice here either.
Makes illusions tankier as well, so it seems like an alright choice. Doesn't really matter too much. Whatever your time is, much easier. The adding soon, though, will be... The game can get fun for... At least for supports.
Well, I do have some vision here. On to Mr. U9, but he is already backing away. Seems like there won't be a corral him. I guess the real story with the Alk is not so much what he's buying, but more he's almost done buying for himself. He's got egg number 1, and who's our lucky winner?
I mean, he's confident. He's not even saving for buybacks. It's like, yeah, it's fine. There's
it
a bounty rune here.
All right, here we go. The Aura. Who's going to benefit the most for this? I guess the Alk.
Alk himself. Maybe suspects.
This is basically the best way he can buff himself. Yeah.
No. That's right.
Also, maybe explains the Scotty a bit more. You get more stats out of that than some other choices. So
yeah.
Of course, the aura based on your base stats. So
25% rally was that's decent for Alchemist. He's a loot lesser. Wait, his illusions don't benefit from it, or
heroes, right?
Yeah.
It says allies illusions. I'm not. I think it's only the heroes. I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, Newbee are in cruise control now. They have 2 of the most farmed heroes on the board. Roshan is respawn. They will have buybacks, so plenty. They're up 25,000 gold. Game 2 is looking real good, and they forced the Drow to buy back earlier. I mean, we've talked about, yeah, if OG can somehow close that gap, but my god, it is a big-ass chasm at this point, gods.
It's not being closed up. It's just a gaping white hole that's being stretched out, getting bigger, and Newbee continue to stretch that hole.
He's already got 4,700 more gold. He just bought that first axe.
Yeah, well, what do you know? We can only buy a second axe. You know, like...
Yeah.
If he wanted, he could have his whole team have Ags probably by 35 minutes. He just focused on farming. Like, that's how...
Seems frog, man. Seems frog.
I mean, slotted at 29 minutes, probably right around 29 minutes. You know? So, oof.
Maybe OG can start soliciting some charitable donations. We saw that the item drop earlier from KP. If they're lucky, maybe SCCC will pull them in eggs.
that's the fact.
That's
On
the
his
ultimate
hey,
BF, right?
buddy, your team of egg scepters. How about me now?
Hey guys, you want to give me a little extra gold when I kill you? That's CCC, the man in front, just going to work on buildings here, and those buildings struggling to withstand the punishment he can deliver. But we'll bring it down to critical HP. He's going to march back in, has the fresh chemical rage ready to go. The only thing that can really slow him down is that sun ray, but he will be glimmered. He will reengage Stunning No Tail into a call. Very nicely done. Onto there to try to keep him alive as they drag him back, but now this goes out. He just muscles his way forward. Gonna match now. He is pretty low. Oh, that call though, or rather that stun, I should say, for U9. Gets the 2-hero store hammer, lays in with the justice, and now a No Tail gunned down by Kaka. Looking for more, Jarek's frantically rolling away, and there is no escape, I think, from that very, very angry Nordic man, as he'll find another kill. 3 have fallen. It's a dieback overall on the Drow. It's a godlike U9, and it's a good game. Newbee takes game 2, fourth, deciding game 3. 25-8 to score, and I mean, it felt like 250-8 with how dominating this one was, guys.
Yeah, it's huge thing. What a great last pick of Optimus. Missing now like 2 games in a row. That overall last pick of the draft, where you pick up this